Hi DPC fam, I'm Anna and I'm really glad to join you for the Kids Spot today. I was wondering, have you ever been stuck or trapped with no way out? This is a picture of Reuben when he was little and he got stuck at the top of the Leap of Faith at Go Climb. Apparently he was there for a very long time stuck up there. But eventually, with some encouragement and bravery and trust, he made the jump. Good one, Reuben. Do you know, though, sometimes we get stuck or trapped with no way out when we need to be rescued. I've done some drawings of some of our DPC friends who have got themselves into those kind of situations. Please don't laugh at my drawings, or maybe laugh a little bit. Tim was working on a dairy farm and got his quad bike bogged. He couldn't get out by himself. He needed his boss to rescue him. Elijah got a Thomas train stuck in his hair and he couldn't get it out by himself. It was trapped. Jen's friend James got stuck in a rip and he couldn't get back out of the water. Jen had to go and rescue him. When Sam was on teaching placement in Cobden, he got bogged on a nature strip at a party and lots of teachers that he didn't know had to come and rescue him because he was stuck. At school, Trav got trapped in a PE sports equipment barrel. He couldn't get out. His PE teacher had to rescue him. George also got trapped in a rip. There was no way he could get out. His dad had to come and rescue him. Now, if you've had your thinking caps on, you might have worked out that in the Exodus story, in the part that we're up to, the Israelites are trapped with no way out. At the edge of a sea, actually. So I'm going to read that story now. Maybe you could also help me with some of the sound effects while I'm reading. So God's people had escaped out of Egypt and into the wilderness. They didn't know the way, but God knew the way. He had led them through the desert to the edge of a great sea. And they were just wondering how to cross it when suddenly they heard the terrible thundering and pounding. It sounded almost like horses' hoofs. They looked back and screamed. It was! Pharaoh and his army were coming to get them. What were God's people going to do? In front of them was a big sea. And they couldn't turn back because Pharaoh was chasing them. They were so close they could see the swords flashing now. So they did the only thing left to do. Panic! Ah! We're going to die! They shrieked. Don't be afraid, said Moses. But there's nothing we can do! They screamed. God knows you can't do anything, Moses said. God will do it for you. Trust him and he will make a way. And it almost was too late when suddenly God sent a strong wind on the sea. It blew to the left and it blew to the right. It blew until two towering walls of water were there, and right in the middle was a muddy path. God's people walked across on dry land. When the Egyptians tried to follow, the walls of water crashed back down on them and swallowed them up. God's people were safe. They danced and laughed and sang, woo-hoo, and thanked God. Where there had been no way, God had made a way. Many years later, once again, God was going to make a way where there was no way. From the beginning, God's children had been running from him and hiding. God knew his children would never be happy without him, but they couldn't get back to him by themselves. They were lost, trapped, and they didn't know the way back. But God knew the way, and one day he would show them. How great is that? God made a way for the Israelites when they were stuck. He powerfully rescued them. And did you guys hear that cliffhanger at the end of the story? How is God going to make a way for his children, which includes us, to come back to him, to enjoy being with him? I'm pretty sure some of you said it. Through Jesus. Now, I was wondering if you could draw a picture of how God made a way for us to be with him, of how we were stuck without God, away from him, and how God made a way through Jesus. Maybe you could share your picture with a friend from church or on our DPC Connect page. I'd love to see them, and we can encourage each other that God powerfully rescues us and makes a way